Hello, everyone. Welcome to TOI Digital, your daily guide to all that's happening in the world of Indian cricket. We've got Dwaipen Datta, who's joining us from Chennai. Arani Basu joins us from New Delhi or NCR region. And we've got Nitin Nayak, who's back, who's making a comeback, much like Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, to the Beyond the Boundary show. Welcome back, Nitin, from
Thank you.
Mumbai. Uh, Dwapan, Nitin has made a comeback, but what do you make of the comeback of Rohit and Virat? The comeback saga continues for both of them, and Virat especially, second consecutive duck.
Yeah, second consecutive duck. भी क्या बोल सकते हैं Tendulkar started with two ducks in his first two match ODIs. I'm wondering if there is
Marwan
any.
Atapattu started with series of ducks in his Test career.
But Marwan Atapattu is not in this league, na. So I'm saying that start and that finish, I don't know if there is any correlation to that, but may not be. May not be. He got a good ball to be frank. Like, yeah, he had just come in. Pitch was doing a bit. He got a good ball. Got leg before. When you get out before getting in, there is not much you can say against a batter. The point you can only say you can be harsh about a batsman when he gets out for a 15-20 after getting in. That is where the problem begins because he has उसको start ही नहीं मिला है. So probably we should not be too harsh on him because as I'm saying, he got out in the third ball. As far as Rohit Sharma is concerned, Rohit Sharma was playing for his life. We could see that he was just playing for his life. Like there was, I have not seen him scratch around so much. That run out that he survived. If it was 3-4 months earlier, he wouldn't have. He wouldn't have survived because that fitness was not there at point of time. That desperation was not there. So if right from there you could see there was this desperate urge to stay on. That's a good thing to have, a survival instinct. Only thing is, does that compromise on his ability to go with to start with a flourish in the beginning that made Rohit Sharma the Rohit Sharma? That we need to figure out in his desperation to survive. Do we need the survivor Rohit Sharma, or do we need uh, a player with a lot of flourish as Rohit Sharma used to be and what Yashasvi Jaiswal can be?
Nitin, just even as we started the show, we had the weapons old friend Mr. Ravichandran Ashwin put out a tweet with a Nike logo with India flag in between, and instead of saying just do it, he said just leave it. Now, what is he meaning? What is he hinting at? Just leave it. Is it for Rohit? Is it for Virat? Is it for the rain which is affecting the Women's World Cup game at DY Patil Stadium, where our good friend Mr. Gaurav Gupta, the other GG of Indian cricket, is working very hard? He's writing his 1,000-word copy very furiously. What does it mean, Nitin? What is happening?
I think it's to do with the rain. I think I don't think because I think if we've seen his earlier YouTube shows, Chandresh and I'm sure Orni and Didi also track it very closely. I think he's been a big advocate of both these guys getting a cluster of at least those 9 games that are there till January. And I think post January till the post July till the World Cup, I think we are playing around 21 ODIs. So I think these cluster of 9 games, I think they will get and they should get. And I think Ashwin also has been pretty vocal about it. What I and I would love a comment from each one of you, whether my whether I infer it correctly or no. That I do not get. I don't think that both of them look very comfortable in this setup. They seem very subdued. Virat almost seems to be unnaturally over the top in terms of being nice and being very happy and and Rohit seems unusually quiet and unusually subdued. Uh, uh, it almost reminds me of the Mumbai Indians team in 2024. When Hardik had taken over as captain, and there was so much of so much of outside, so much is being written or said rather on several social media platforms that there is not that reporters who are there, especially the YouTube guys, they say that they have not seen an interaction between Gambhir and Virat at all. Now that is very very strange, because even during the Champions Trophy, we had seen that both of them had interactions or whatever. I just hope that Shubman Gill's captaincy is not does not bear the weight of these two legends being in the team and not sharing a great equation with the coach.
Arani, just to build on what Nitin said, I just must add that Ashwin's X profile says professional cricketer, represent the Indian cricket team, Tamil Nadu. Sarcasm and optimism is my forte. So I don't know whether this falls under optimism or sarcasm, but be that as it may, do you think Virat and Rohit looked short of a gallop in this the second game as well?
That was always going to be the case. We have been discussing it for a month now, that they will need time to get going, warm up to international cricket. Age with at this age, when you're away from the game tends to move away from you further. So that was bound to happen. They will need time. They will not come turn up and start minting runs like they used to. Like Didi said, Rohit was that sense of security is missing in Rohit. Rohit was advocating that he had to lead the team and play that selfless game and everything. True, the conditions weren't there to score at 100, strike rate, but they could have been. For 20 overs, he batted with a strike rate under 50, around 20 overs. That is taking too long for in an ODI game with the kind of batters that you have around the world. You are always going to fall short of putting up a par score. That is what is more concerning. That you have taken so long to get going. You even averted taking risks. That is not the Rohit Sharma that we have seen in the over the last 2 3 years. And yes, this is a setup where they don't fit in. Like Nitin said, and it takes me back to 2013. There used to be this Challenger Trophy. Delhi were playing the Challenger Trophy with India A and India B because Delhi were the reigning Vijay Hazare Trophy champions. At that time, Virat Kohli was appointed Delhi's captain ahead of Virender Sehwag and Gautam Gambhir, and one could sense that there was a lack of cooperation in the field, that the senior pros won't move from their sleep positions, they won't back up throws. Virat would be running around like that. I'm afraid that same thing. I'm afraid that Shubman Gill might have to go through that same thing now, right now. That how much cooperation will he get from these two cricketers who are 10, 12 years older to him? He's what three batches junior to these two cricketers. Had it been KL Rahul, maybe they would have still accepted that fact. It's very difficult for them. If you're not the most important person in the dressing room right now, it's very difficult for these two people. And we know Virat likes to be that man who is in front in the heat of the moment. So yes, it will be very interesting how it goes from here. And I really hope it does not weigh on how Shubman Gill goes about his batting. I mean, he may have to take the risks now, given that Rohit will play still the time he's secured of his place. That's the thing. That's what he has shown. I hope he turns it around in the third ODI. But if we don't need a Rohit Sharma scoring 70 of 100 balls, that won't serve the purpose. If you are batting for 100 balls, you are expected to catch up with the quality and the skill that you have. So for 20 overs, you're batting under with a strike rate under 50. That's very strange. Yeah.
Dwepan, do you see that Rohit was batting to save his place in the 11?
But see, the ball was doing a bit, and Hazelwood was magnificent. Um, Shubman Gill cou- couldn't get the runs. It's not that the others were getting bucket full of runs. Give it to Hazelwood; he was bowling magnificently. Uh, it was the way the match had shaped up at that point of time. Had he gone for his shots, he might have got out. So he was trying to protect his wicket, which was also probably necessary at that point of time when the score was 17 for 2. So there is a gray area. You cannot just uh, villainize him for not being very attacking, and he did not bat at a rate of a strike rate of less than 50 through the innings. It increased as it went forward. The moment Mitchell Owen came in, he hit him for two sixes, and there was a shift in tempo. He was trying, but the thing is, we are used to a different Rohit Sharma. We are used to a different Rohit Sharma who takes on bowling, who takes it apart, doesn't mind getting out. Those things are there. Here, he knows at the back of his mind that three back-to-back failures means he will probably have to go. He will probably be dropped. So that is an ignominy that he wants to avoid for himself, and that is why there is an element of caution in his game which we did not see when he was the captain. He used to go for his shots. Even if he failed, it was fine. Now it is not fine to fail for him.
Nitin, apart from that, you spoke about Virat. We spoke about Virat and everything. Uh, but the more important issue is the fact that India had just four and a half bowlers, and Australia had multiple options. They had three main wicket takers: Hazelwood, Stark, and Zampa. But they had multiple options. The captain could throw the ball to anybody. The major problem is that in the top four, nobody bowls. Or everybody used to bowl, but have stopped bowling. But in Australia's case, they could throw the ball to a head. Head is like Glenn Phillips, three in one player. Uh, what does India do? So that comes down to the point that one of these two or both of them will have to make way for say an Abhishek Sharma who can roll his arm over or a Tilak Verma who can roll his arm over. The time is now. The clock is ticking.
Also, I mean, I did not like the way they've been treating Kuldeep Yadav. Every time poor fellow has got a 5 wicket haul and a man of the match award, he has been dropped from whatever outing that has been there in India's calendar next. It happened in Bangladesh. It happened in Sydney. Uh, so I mean, what kind of a confidence are you giving him? One of your premier assets, premier wicket-taking assets. I think after those 2 wickets that after what Head and Marsh got out today, I don't think Matthew Short would have been able to attack Kuldeep Yadav the way he attacked maybe a Washington Sundar or or a Nitish Reddy. Yes, there were a couple of very very bad drops, and also I don't know what is the whose brainchild is it to put Mohammad Siraj at backward point. A place
So
where
imagine from Mohammad Azharuddin to Mohammad
yeah,
Siraj.
yeah, a place
What an
where your
evolution.
fielders generally field, a Jaunty Rhodes, a Yuvraj Singh, or whatever. But still, those two drop chances apart, I don't think Nitish Kumar Reddy is your bankable fifth or sixth bowling option. Uh,
Not yet.
probably he could be your seventh bowling option, but definitely not your fifth or sixth bowling option on true pitches. And Harshit Rana also after his first spell. Um,
He
now I
doesn't
don't
have the
know,
legs.
I've not covered much of his IPL games, but I saw it happen in the 2 games that he played in the 2 Test matches that he played in Perth and in Adelaide last year in the BGT. His second spells and the third spells are not as fast as as his first spell. Now I don't know whether it is a fitness issue or or some other technical issue. Maybe it's something that he has to work around with the support staff
He
or
has
whatever.
not played enough cricket, Nitin sir. He
Yeah,
has
yeah.
not
So
played
the lack
enough
of
cricket.
miles and the lack of work
Hmm.
kind of shows. His first 5 overs, I think, one for 24, and his next three, I think, he just went. And the length that he bowls to players like a Connolly who is from Perth, to somebody like Mitch Owen who plays in Hobart, strong guy with short boundaries. I think that length they hit in their sleep. So I don't think he was guided also well enough but to bowl fuller maybe. So Nitish Rana and Harshit, sorry, Nitish Reddy and Harshit Rana, both, I think they are a bit of a problem in terms of they don't offer much. He was excellent with the bat, surprisingly, Harshit, but Nitish, I think, was disappointing with the bat and more disappointing with the ball. And I also don't know, Chandresh, whether this this whole tactic of making Akshar bat at five
Four.
ahead of KL Rahul every time. Maybe they can be a little bit more flexible, to have KL Rahul bat there and maybe Akshar can bat lower.
Chandresh, if we are on this topic of Nitish and Kuldeep and one thing I picked up from Shubman's captaincy from England was that it's the same thing that's happening with Shardul Thakur. Uh, I think the captain is not on the same page with the coach here. He would not just throw the ball to Shardul Thakur, even in Manchester when we were 2 players down. Effectively 2 players down when Anshul Kamboj was going through a bad match. Rishabh Pant had a broken foot. He did not throw the ball to Shardul Thakur. That's the same thing going on with Nitish Reddy. And a very interesting thing happened during the Kotla Test match here when Ryan Tindasted, who is surprisingly very forthright with his comments. He actually gives the best press conferences these days. He said that we now look back at Manchester and Leeds and we think we could have played Kuldeep there. So there is a major indecision. There's confusion in the camp around Kuldeep. Manchester, I was there right next to the boundary line, and I could see Shardul Thakur was walking in his jumper, a big jacket, slippers on, and all of a sudden something happened. Gill was annoyed, moved away from the pack, and Shardul was asked to warm up. So something is not right there, I think. And with Gill, I think he's very obdurate when he takes the field. He will just not throw the ball to Nitish Reddy. That's what is happening. Uh, I think that needs to be sorted out.
That happened in 2000 in an Asia Cup game, and Nitin will remember this India Pakistan at
Yeah,
Dhaka,
yeah.
where two bowlers were getting consistently hit, and the then India captain let those bowlers get hit and let.
Amit Bhandari.
Amit
I didn't take the
Bhandari,
name. You took the name.
Uh,
Uh,
Thirukumaran also.
Thirukumaran, and the India captain let them be hit out of their careers. Though Amit Bhandari did make a comeback later, 3 years later, and very soon, in a few years' time, he could be a selector as well. But so that's happened in Indian cricket. If the captain has made up his mind, you can't do anything about it. Here's a conspiracy theory, and DD can answer this from Mr. 360. He says GG intentionally didn't play Kuldeep. He wants India to lose the series so that he can sack Virat and Rohit. Just see how Kuldeep will be back in T20 because Rocco are not there. DD is
No,
smiling, which means he's agreeing with the theory.
no. I'm not agreeing. I'm not agreeing. But Gautam Gambhir's thing is like you can see that he is this because I think it comes from T20 coaching. T20
Yeah.
coaching, he has been a coach of an IPL franchisee at a time when this impact sub came in. So once he has got used to this idea of impact sub where you play with 8 batters and 3 bowlers. So this sense of security has gone so deep into his psyche that he cannot come out of it, and he keeps repeating it across formats. Like he himself probably feels edgy, and now what he has decided, see, had if Hardik Pandya is playing, then Kuldeep Yadav will play in white ball cricket. There is absolutely no doubt that there will be three pacers and three spinners, including Kuldeep Yadav. There is absolutely no doubt about it. Now the conundrum is because Hardik Pandya is not there, so you have to play those three pacers. Then if you are playing three pacers, then you have to sacrifice one batter. That batter could be Nitish Reddy, that batter could be Washington Sundar, whoever. Nitish Reddy being the most likely because Nitish Reddy's bowling is less used. So that is the problem. Kuldeep will play every game. I'm telling you, he's a match winner, and all said and done, Gautam Gambhir is not an idiot. So obviously he will play once Hardik Pandya is back. But till then, this is going to be like this. Hardik has to play for Kuldeep to play. It is a very strange situation, and given Hardik's fitness record, fitness history, I don't know. Like an ODI cricket does have its own element of grind. So these are tricky areas. If Kuldeep has to bank on Hardik to play, then it's not the best thing. Given
And
the
the problem is the selectors and the team management is not sure about Hardik bowling beyond 6 or 7 overs in ODI cricket too. They're not sure about Hardik's fitness to sustain ODI cricket. So that's
So,
the issue as well.
Nitin, so we we might see. I think Hardik's played his quota of cricket for the year. We might see him only for 5 more games, I suppose, against South Africa in the T20s, if he is fit and if he is declared fit. So in that sense, then India has to find a way around this quagmire that they have. That they have to have somehow six bowlers, and that's been a bane for Indian cricket for a while now.
they have to play with seven batters. And bank
Seven.
on this. If you are playing Harshit Rana, he can bat a bit. So give him the confidence. Like Javagal Srinath wasn't a better batter than Harshit Rana. So give him that little bit of confidence. No, what is the problem? Seven batters. What did you get out of Nitish Reddy today?
Yeah.
Like from with the bat, 10 ball 8. What did you get? Kuldeep would have given you 35 for 3, like hands down. These batters
90
who were
shot
playing
only would not
cannot
have been a
play
problem.
cannot play spin. They were finding ways to get out.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
long term, Nitin, this is a problem that uh, we are back to square one in the sense that in the one-day team, your top four don't bowl. The top bottom, at least today, Arshdeep and Harshit Rana at least stretched the score till 264.
Hmm.
But this is a problem that Australia don't have. Most good white one-day teams don't have. Champions Trophy you got away because you got the depth because of Hardik Pandya.
Yeah.
So and you didn't have Hardik Pandya in the
Correct.
final of the 23 World Cup as well. But the next lot, and Nitin, first you and then Arani, because Arani also tracks domestic cricket. Nitin, this is a problem that India needs to solve in one-day cricket, more than T20 cricket. But T20 cricket, you just need somebody to bowl 1 over. But in one-day cricket, you need proper bowlers as well.
Conditions also, no, Chandresh. I mean, what the three ICC trophies that India has been in the finals of now, the three white ball ICC trophies that India has been in the finals of now, were all subcontinent conditions. The 2023 World Cup, the
West
T20
Indies.
World Cup in West Indies. As soon as the games moved out of New York, they were very, very Indian type conditions, and obviously Dubai. So they were tailor made for you to be able to play the combination that you wanted. Here, what has happened is obviously India have been extremely unlucky to lose both the tosses and to get to get stuck on in the to get stuck with very, very bowling friendly conditions while batting first in the first 15 to 20 overs. And then to top it, the you know your slow bowlers are very, very ineffective in these kind of conditions. They are restrictive, but they are not penetrative. So if you see what the role that a wrist spinner plays, the role that Adam
Zampa.
played today for Australia, it's a given that you need to have a wrist spinner who gives you something different in the middle overs. But here India chose the safety option, and if this is the route that they're going to take in South Africa also, or truer pitches, and if let's say if Hardik is not fit, then and if they continue to play this combination, they will have to hope that either Nitish Rana Nitish Reddy has this develops his bowling and his speed, and Harshit also does not drop off the you know his his potency and his speed that he shows in his initial overs. So I think these are a couple of more than the batters bowling. I think the bowlers who are there picked as bowlers should be penetrative enough, especially obviously here we don't have a Bumrah. So once Bumrah comes back, obviously this whole white ball setup looks completely different. But then how long do we depend only on a Bumrah? We need a replacement for him as well. So apart from just looking at batters bowling and or bowlers batting, I would look at more penetrative bowlers and a little bit more courage from the team management to play five specialist bowlers. I mean, ever since went away as captain, we have been too safe in playing. A very we try and hedge our way, batting and bowling, which I think will eventually hurt Indian cricket.
Uh, uh, just want to know from you, Arini, you watching a lot of domestic cricket. Are there players coming through the system where they can bat and bowl and who can be genuine all rounders? If not a Hardik Pandya, if not, say, a Kapil Dev, a Manoj Prabhakar, or a Ravi Shastri.
No, maybe spinners you can look at, but seam bowlers, I'm afraid to say that what's happening is till under 19, and when they break into first class cricket and when they get the first IPL contracts, and they're sincere about their bowling, seam bowling, and everything. Once they get secured about their careers, this bowling takes a backseat. Vijay Shankar, Shivam Dube, Venkatesh Iyer.
Sorry, sorry, is it about the fact that there used to be this old ad on television? इतना पैसा में इतना ही मिलेगा मतलब if I'm picked in a particular category,
नहीं नहीं, यहाँ
I'm
पे कि ज्यादा पैसे के लिए कम करना पड़ेगा.
हाँ.
यहाँ पे उल्टा जा रहा है.
This
And
is the,
that
this is
impact,
the impact sub impact of
impact something has come.
because
They,
people are playing cricket to play IPL. We should understand that.
yeah,
Yeah.
once their careers are set,
So it has suddenly Indian cricket. Everything has
mm,
become a game of specialists, specialization.
yeah. And if you look at, it's not the problem. I think the problem started way before Impact Sub. After the 2019 World Cup, we have a very bad ODI record. We lost 3-0 in New Zealand. We lost to Bangladesh in Bangladesh. We lost in Sri Lanka. We lost at home to Australia. We were losing ODIs right, left, right, center. And the problem was we didn't get a sixth bowler. Rohit Sharma, Shreyas Iyer, Virat Kohli, nobody bowls. Nobody
Shubman
bowled.
Gill.
Shubman Gill, nobody. Shreyas Iyer was prodded to bowl by the selectors under NSK Prasad's tenure and everything. He gave up. Rohit said, "My shoulder gets, I get sore shoulders if I bowl." He gave up. Everyone gave up. Virat used to bowl before the 2015 World Cup. He gave up his bowling. So that kind of that issue persisted after 2019 World Cup. We have been a very ordinary ODI team. That 2023 World Cup we played in our conditions, we did well. But the fact that Shami was bowling like a dream. Actually, the best thing was that Hardik got injured and we moved on from Shardul and got Shami in that World Cup. And Shami was bowling like a dream with Bumrah. Those two were a menace at that time, and Siraj was also in good rhythm. So that we needed to sort this out for 4 years. It has not been happening. My only issue is that if you're looking at your bowlers that they need to bat, I think that needs to also apply to the batters also. If you're pressurizing a Kuldeep Yadav to put in hard yards, give more time to his batting than his craft, than working on his craft, then it has to apply on the top order batters. Come out, bowl in the nets.
I
We
saw
have to
I saw
three throwdown specialists. Yeah,
I saw Jaiswal ball in the nets in Australia yesterday.
yeah. He's been asked to bowl a lot. He's been asked to bowl a lot. They gave him the ball in a test match, I think, in Kotla or where in Ahmedabad. They asked him to bowl. They're trying to push him, and I really hope if he breaks into the Indian team, ODI team, and he gets secured of his place, he doesn't give up bowling. He actually saw a few of the previous selectors told me that the leg spin comes out really well of his out of his hands. Uh, At this moment, we have Ayush Bodoni bowling well for Delhi. He's been Delhi's highest wicket taker in the last in the last Ranji season as well, and he got Delhi a first innings lead through his bowling. Took 6 wickets in Hyderabad. So these young boys are very smart. They know what takes them to the next level. They will show their every facet of their game. They will go to that next level, and then they start preserving themselves. That's the problem in Indian cricket right now. People are so worried about preserving, and that longevity thing comes into the equation, that they give up one facet of the game. And sure enough, there will be a lot of issues going if we are playing in South Africa and on these tracks. And mind you, South Africa has Mark Rum bowling, everyone bowling there. All the teams. New Zealand has everyone bowling.
Glenn Phillips does
Uh,
everything: fielding,
yeah.
bowling, batting, keeping.
So my only issue is, why is it only applied to a specialist bowler? This pressure to bat and bat well enough. Why isn't it applied on the top order batters? You cannot. I think Kuldeep Yadav is too skillful to be left out frequently. Even if Hardik Pandya is playing, not playing, doesn't matter. He has to be in that team. And with the quality of batters around the world, they don't face quality spin around the year. Kuldeep will eat them up. He may go for runs in an odd match, but come on, he has a greater probability to succeed.
Okay, we have got other issues also in Australia with a Pakistani fan going and shaking hands with the Indian captain Shubman Gill and then shouting Pakistan Zindabad and saying that, see, I shook hands, being a Pakistani, I shook hands with an Indian player. So
तो
that's also
शुभमन ने
happening.
पासपोर्ट नहीं चेक किया होगा ना.
हाँ पासपोर्ट नहीं चेक किया होगा. So I think it's coming down to that in the end. What I always keep talking about. Should you appeal when a Pakistani umpire is there? Should you go onto the field if a Pakistani great is ringing the bell? It's going to reach that very soon. Very soon it's going to reach that. But before that, Dwapan, what do you think will happen in the next game? Do you see any changes? Should India panic? But like Orani's made a very valid point. Since the 2019 World Cup, India has been found out because a you play only five bowlers at times, but then you get stuck. There is no like somebody with a golden arm like in the old days. I don't see a batter coming out like Sachin and saying that I'll bowl the semi-final like the CAB Diamond Jubilee semi-final against South Africa. That will never happen now in Indian cricket ever. Is India stuck in one-day cricket? T20 cricket, you will have enough and more guys who can bowl a over. But in one-day cricket, is India stuck?
See, there is I will disagree with this point a little bit, because take Sachin out of it, because Sachin's talent was so phenomenal, like that was something else. Like Sachin won us the, no one talks about it, but he won us the Eden Test match also. Like Matthew Hayden and another
Gilchrist and Vaughan.
Gilchrist and won 3 wickets. Like no one talks about that. So Sachin is different, but these little bits and pieces bowlers that you are talking about, like these
Sehwag.
bowlers, Sehwag also was a in fact he was a started off being a
Yuvraj.
bowling all rounder. I think he played his first match as a bowling all rounder. So
Batted
uh,
at number 6.
batted at number 6. So these are different case, but these little bits and pieces was like you are talking about Markram. Markram didn't bowl a single over in this Pakistan Test match. Did not bowl a single over in a
Which you were
turn.
watching very closely.
Yes, I was watching very closely.
But they
We
were
we
playing
need to
three
we
spinners
need to
anyway, no?
we need to put that on
No,
record that Dwapan was watching the
but
Pakistan
then
South Africa.
they scored 340 runs, and there were large and in both Test matches, mind it. And Markram never bowled. So these absolute bits and pieces bowlers are slowly going out of the equation. Like they don't bowl. You don't see Travis at all, because people get after you. People get after you in such vigor, such that these bits and pieces bowlers have nowhere to hide. So that is one of the reasons. That is why it has become so. The genuine all-rounders is gold dust. It has always been gold dust. uh, And yes, like, and so you're saying ODI cricket, are India stuck? Uh, Not really. Like, they are not stuck because they made the 2023 final. They won the Champions Trophy. They win everything. They win 8.5 out of 10 matches. So I don't see them being stuck. And in the next World Cup also, they will be in the semi-final, and it will boil down to two good days in office to win the become the champion. So they are not really stuck. There is no chance of being stuck in the way cricket is played these days, especially one-day cricket. So no, we are not stuck. But yes, the genuine all-rounder is not there, and my theory is it has a lot to do with IPL, because players play cricket with IPL in mind. Young boys and boys play cricket with IPL in mind, and because IPL does not need an all-rounder anymore, because of the impact sub rule, it is fine for everyone to be skilled in one department.
Nitin, we saw in the recent one-day series against Australia A, the selectors picked a lot of guys who could do more than one thing. Ayush Badoni, that I already spoke about, Riyan Parag, uh, Suyant Shedge, Abhishek Sharma,
Tilak Verma
Tilak Verma. So, are the selectors
looking.
casting their net far and wide? Uh, and so, are they also? They must surely be aware of this problem. We expect Kuldeep Yadav to bat, but we don't expect the batters like Orani keeps talking about.
Yeah, but all the names that you took, Chandresh, are all spinners and finger spinners. None of them are seam
There are
bowlers.
no seamers, yeah.
What about
Yeah.
Suyan Shedge?
No, he also is you can call him a glorified Chris Harris, whatever. Uh, or a poor man's Chris Harris, in fact.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
So,
just for the benefit of our viewers who may not
This Harry
know,
is also very poor, by the way. He fixes bathroom attachments in it.
भाई इसका कुछ करो यार द्वैपन का कुछ करो. But just to let everybody know, especially the Gen Z crowd, Chris Harris is a former New Zealand all-rounder. You'll get dime a dozen video of Chris Harris bowling on YouTube. Nitin, carry on.
Superb fielder, superb fielder.
Fantastic fielder.
Yeah.
Dwaipen has more hair than him. I'll leave it at that. Go on.
no, and also the bit about batters bowling, the top four batters bowling. I think all the Rainas and the Sehwags and the Tendulkars and the Yuvrajas, all of them shown as
Ganguly.
and Ganguly, all of them
With
shown
two
as
Bengalis, this is very bad.
all of them shown as bowlers before the ODI rules changed. So I think once that those rules changed in 2013, I think those kind of bowlers. I think Australia tried to bowl a few of those bowlers in that 2013 series, and I think you had scores of 350 and 360 being chased with ease. So unless you are maybe a Glenn Maxwell, who can give you, who has a little bit more skill with a little bit more drift and all, I don't think those kind of bowlers now will survive the modern batters. The modern, if you saw even today's game, despite the target being very very reachable and 2.5 3 runs per over, the Aussies were constantly going for the sixes, not even the boundaries. They were trying to hit sixes. So that's the modern batters mentality, to hit maximums. And to have those kind of bowlers come in and bowl the Rainas or the Yuvrajas now, I don't think they will survive. I think they will make the captain look very very silly. So I think if India has a bowler as skillful as Kuldeep, let's play him and leave the hedging to somebody else. Because he's too precious an asset to be sitting outside, and he's in the form of his life, just around 30 years of age. Bowled so well in Test matches, bowled so well in the Asia Cup. He's at the peak of his powers, and somebody who's at the peak of it's like Tendulkar in 1998 being asked to sit out because he can't bowl. And by the way, he could bowl, but I would equate Kuldeep Yadav sitting out in this form to making Tendulkar sit out of ODI cricket in 1998.
Okay, big call. Orani, you see any changes in the next game?
See, when we lost the series in Sri Lanka, I think in the third match they tried to make a couple of changes. Gautam, I think they tried Rishabh Pant instead of KL Rahul. I don't see that happening with Jurel and Rahul here. But yes, Nitish Reddy, I will be very interested to see what happens with because for once I know Shubman Gill had put his foot down that even if you put Shardul Thakur in my playing 11, I won't use him. That happened twice in England. That has already happened twice with Nitish Reddy here. The Kotla Test, Ahmedabad Test, Kotla Test, and now here. I think if he Gill does not have enough confidence in Reddy, he will make sure that he gets his team. So I think that point has to be seen. But given the form that Rohit and Virat are taking time to warm up and everything, they would want that depth in that batting lineup unless they have made up their minds about their future and then go about it. It cannot be a one match thing. It has to be a progressive idea. It cannot be just playing to save the blushes and everything. It has to be a progressive idea at this moment. And I would be really, that's the only thing I think with Nitish Reddy and Kuldeep Yadav because Washington and Akshar Patel have done what they are expected to do. And honestly, I don't feel that they can give you 20 overs consistently, both of them. They are they can give you 15 to 16 overs. With three of them, Reddy, Akshar Patel, and these are still better conditions to bowl in with some pace. And Washington thrives on pace of the wicket. Even Akshar at that moment, once they get to the flatter tracks, it will be very tough to hide Akshar Patel as well. So that's the worry for me. I think Kuldeep Yadav has to, especially without Bumrah, and that whole talk about Bumrah. You cannot be planning for 2027 World Cup knowing, being very certain that Bumrah will play all the matches in 2027 World Cup as well. So you need to have an equally potent or close to Bumrah's potency, a bowler of that caliber. Yeah.
I think in the last game, they will give the game to Kuldeep because the series is done, so that security factor is not there. They will get Prasidh Krishna in place of probably
Oh,
Siraj
Harshit
because
Rana.
Siraj was he was struggling a bit, and the match is
Even
day
Rana
after.
went off the field, na?
Day after, but the very interesting thing will be Virat Kohli said a bye. So
Yeah, that's a very good
No,
point.
I
I want
think
to
Adelaide has that special
I am
connection with
I am
Adelaide,
guessing
yeah.
that I am guessing
Uh,
that I am
yeah.
guessing that, but
Wo-
but
Dwayne knows something. That's why he's not
no
saying it.
I don't know that. No
He's
really
smiling. He's
no
smiling.
really I don't know anything, but Virat Kohli's body language, as we had discussed right at the beginning,
mm,
it is unnatural. It is unnatural.
He seemed very calm. He seemed very
Huh,
calm and
he's
very.
like he's never so contented to fail. Like yeah,
yeah.
like that is unnatural. So let's see.
Nitin, are you surprised that he didn't go for the review? He kept talking to Rohit, but he didn't go for the
No,
review.
but that was plum.
But whatever it is, but he could have
And it
still.
was beautifully set up, Chandresh. They put in three slips. He gave him three outswingers, and then he was expecting another one, and suddenly he brought one in. So I think let's give it to the bowler there. And as Vaipayan also said it very early on in the piece, that he said that because he failed within the first 10-15 balls, I think maybe we should not really be worried. But I would more than the cricket, I'm a little worried about how both the stalwarts
Oh,
are reacting to the situation. I
in the
don't
mind space they are in, yeah.
I don't think they're very
Mm,
comfortable, Chandresh. I don't think they're very comfortable, and I fear that that is probably weighing on the rest of the team also.
And but you must give it to Dwayne. He called it early that don't club Rohit and Virat together because Rohit has got a better one-day record in Australia. He wrote a very big piece, 8-column piece in the Times of India, which he called very because today all said and done, Rohit was India's top scorer. So you must
Yeah.
hand it to Mr. Dwayne Datta for calling it early. But Arani, do you sense
Credit is
something?
undue, but it's undue credit.
Credit where it's due. Anyways,
Uh,
Arani, do you like? when I saw a bit of the game, I saw a lot of the game. Unlike the Epan who spends time watching in Pakistan, South Africa, I was watching India, Australia, as a true Indian should do. What I want to do was that what I want to talk about is the fact that the body language of the two. Uh, Rohit seems very subdued in the slip. Virat
But I
seemed
think
very
Rohit
calm.
tried to get into the game when he was talking a lot to Washi and everything at that time. Whatever the footages we saw on TV, it would have helped had some of any of us would been in the at the spot and would seen how the ground the field worked. So yeah, but Virat not being in the frame. Virat likes to be in the frame. That is a bit concerning. And the way he gave up Test cricket and everything, I think he's still. I think he's. I think he's thinking about. He has second thoughts. I believe because whatever I have known and spoken to people, even during IPL, he would say, "I would rather give up everything. Have had enough of it and all that." And it all, few said, it came like sudden outbursts when we go to offices and we say we don't need a job and I'll give up my job and everything, be at peace and everything. So people thought those were spells of those things. But I don't think Virat is himself here. And if you don't have Virat Kohli, the man who's forcing the issue, he's someone who gets the team going. And at this moment, the young captain needs these two. Virat was very lucky to have Dhoni behind the stumps, and the trust factor worked with Dhoni. Dhoni actually, we could hear from the stump mic how he ran the field. Those 2 years of Virat's white ball captaincy as well. And Rohit and Virat obviously had played so much cricket together. So that was not an issue. Here, I don't think they would not say it, or they would, I think they would hate themselves to feel like that, but I think they're struggling to come to terms with Gill's captaincy. I think Gill being the captain there, that's the thing. It's, I think they feel awkward to go up to Gill to suggest or anything. It's a very awkward situation, and I partly blame the board for how they handled it. They had 6 months to prepare at least Rohit for this. They could have told them that we are looking to change the captaincy, move on from the captaincy. I think that thing also, I think that has soured things. Like Nitin said, I heard reports that when Ajit Agarkar is stepping into the nets, Rohit is turning his back on him and walking away. So it's not a very pleasant place at this moment with these two players completely not happy, comfortable in the dressing room. It is bound to take its toll.
Having said that, or only what you said, but then because I was doing that game, this that first game when that rain break was happening, like Shubman Gill made it a point to sit beside Rohit Sharma with a bucket of
Hmm.
popcorn, and they talked and talked and talked
Hmm.
for a very long time, and
Hmm.
in that there was a point when they were having that kind of a picnic kind of a situation where Gautam Gambhir was also there, Rohit was there, Shubman was there. The only one who was not there was Virat Kohli.
Yeah.
Virat Kohli was not there in that gathering, but Rohit probably, I don't know, like I, I, it's a situation that's very difficult to call from a distance, but
Yeah.
contra- like different contradictory images are coming through.
Dwepen first and then the other two as well. Would the situation have been different if India's tour to Bangladesh had taken place in August? Would Rohit have been India's captain on that tour and gracefully exited the
Hmm.
stage? Or is it too much to assume right now? Because it was supposed to happen in August, one days and
No,
T20s.
he wouldn't have exited gracefully, because what I heard is that Rohit, even when he knew that he had to leave Test cricket, he did not want to leave Test cricket. He had to leave Test cricket. So when he had to leave Test cricket, he was determined that he is going to play one day cricket. He had made promises to people around him that he will fight on and play one day cricket. So I don't think he would have gone gracefully, as you are saying, even if the Bangladesh series
No, I'm
had.
saying in terms of captaincy.
In terms of captaincy, also I don't think so. I don't. I he
Would
wanted
he
to
have
get.
been captain for that Bangladesh series in August?
If you no, I don't because by
No, no,
then the
they would
England
have
series
gone.
would have had happened, right? England
Yeah.
series would have happened, and that decision they had taken. They had taken that decision that they would remove Rohit from captaincy, and they had the backing of the England, the result of the England series to back them up. So
So then it backs up what Arun is saying. First Dwepan and then Nitin, that it should have been handled a lot better. If you've already made up your mind, why wait till October 2nd to tell Rohit that we are sacking you as captain, even though he may know heart in heart.
quite right. This is a problem that all the former players, even Ashwin also talks about this. There is an element of lack of communication which is hurting uh, the top brass of Indian cricket, the cricketers, and with the coach, selector, etc. I think is everyone shy of talking to the other? I don't know. These are kind of like belling the cat. No, telling Rohit Sharma you will not be the captain. It is difficult. It is difficult. Like probably they wait to see if Rohit Sharma decides to go on his own, leave it till the 49th over. If it doesn't happen, then they do it in the 50th. Maybe it's like that.
But Nitin, unlike Dwepan's favorite Thala, in this case, everybody answers the phone call. Everybody has a phone, they answer the phone call. So why wait till October 2nd if you've already made up your mind
A
to
day
sack him?
before the selection meeting. That's
Yeah,
the my issue is the day before selection meeting.
and that, like Orani said, it
Mm,
leaves a bad taste in everybody's mouth.
Yeah.
And considering the fact that Ajit Agarkar is a fantastic communicator,
mm.
he speaks very fluently, articulately. So is that the problem that is hurting the side because
Timing.
everybody's looking unsure.
Timing. I mean, again, my mind goes back to the way the MI captaincy shift had happened just after the 2023 World Cup. A lot of public sympathy was there with Rohit Sharma.
They were ruthless.
They were ruthless and they did it, and they paid the price with that 2024 season. Here, what, considering that Rohit has deserved the, uh, or he has enough credit in the bank as captain, um, being in terms of success percentage, number of trophies, everything. What they could have done was they could have told him that these 3 games you're going to be the captain in Australia. After this, we're going to move on. So that would have allowed him the space, that would have given him the respect, and it would have the captaincy change would have been probably a little bit more seamless. Uh, this is obviously my view. I do not know
No,
whether.
what is more stranger is that during the Dulip Trophy, Rohit was slogging it out at the COE, and the
Yeah,
selectors were there watching Dulip Trophy. The chairman was also there making India A teams.
yeah,
They
yeah,
met. They didn't talk about it. That's the issue. They could
yeah.
have communicated it.
They could have done.
Rohit,
They could have told him that these 3 games will give you.
they waited for the selection meeting eve to communicate it with Rohit, and that's
Yeah,
where I think.
and what
Hmm.
could have happened, and obviously the way Shubman batted in England has had a bearing on their selection, or their call to make Shubman the captain in ODIs too. Had he failed in England, I don't think this change would have happened.
So,
Yeah.
Arani, does Indian cricket need a Rob Key kind of a figure who's like a buffer between the selectors and the coaching staff who can communicate?
Indian cricket needs a lot of things, but these things will not change. So uh, there's so much at stake. See, everyone fears that when the news comes out, eventually comes out, the selectors will get bashed left, right, and center, irrespective.
But
So
does everybody know who are the other four selectors apart from Ajit Agarkar? That's a big question. We have not seen the
yeah,
photo of the five of them together.
yeah. So yes, so that's the issue because the other four only watch domestic cricket actually. Yeah. Uh, the issue here is the selectors before taking that call, they need to take the top brass of BCCI into confidence on them. That's another issue
But
here.
that has always been the case
Yeah,
when it
so
comes to big
how
decisions.
long it takes because the top brass is close to the captain as well. How comfortable the top brass is and everything works and the broadcasters come in and everything comes in. So
So by
it
top
takes its
brass, you
time.
mean the president, secretary,
Secretary,
vice
yeah,
president.
and the broadcasters also come in, the sponsors come into the equation. A hell lot of things come in, but it they had a 6 month window here. My only
There is
issue
no
is that
excuse at all. There is no excuse in this
yeah,
case.
so that's my only issue. Had it been they've been playing on the bounce, yeah, I would have understood that, but they had a 6 month window here.
Plus, they had a 4 week window after the England tour where there was no cricket.
But
Yeah,
Chandresh,
and
every
like I
captain
said, you
removal since Gavaskar Kapil has been dramatic.
yeah,
Like has
Ga-
had all the drama. Like
I think
Gavaskar,
the smoothest transition
since
was from
Gavaskar
Dhoni to
to
Virat.
Kapil till today, every
Yeah.
captain removal has been dramatic.
I think the smoothest was from Dhoni to Virat was the smoothest, I think.
but the funniest
that is,
part was that Sandeep
but then
Patil said at an event the other day that as chairman of selectors, he didn't know that Dhoni is retiring from Test cricket. Uh,
barring Srinivasan, no one knew.
uh, and the other thing you spoke about Gavaskar. Gavaskar writes in his book One Day Wonders that as he was told that you go from the back entrance for selection meeting for the 85 World Championship
Hmm.
because the media shouldn't know that you've been retained as captain. So he was jumped the wall and went across to the selection meeting. So stranger things have happened in Indian cricket.
When Kapil was removed, Vengsarkar was made the captain. There are also stories like
Kapil was
journalists.
holidaying in Goa when he was made
Yeah,
when
yeah.
he was sacked as captain. So such are the ways of Indian cricket. The more things change, the more they remain the same.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, gentlemen. Wonderful discussion as always. We once again discussed Roko for yet another day on TOI Digital.
How come
It's,
we didn't have questions today?
we will have questions because we've changed our system today. So
Okay.
all our fans, Arvind Atreyas, Big Boys Toys, Dikshita, and all the other names, Ayush Jindal, we are sorry we didn't take your questions. We'll take your questions very soon. Thanks a lot for joining us today, all three of you, Arani, Didi, and Nitin. We'll see you tomorrow, hopefully with some more topics to discuss around Indian cricket. The Indian women's team is waiting for the rain to relent in Navi Mumbai. We'll have to talk about that as well. Take good care of yourselves. Like, share, and subscribe and comment. That's it for today. See you tomorrow. Good night and God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you.